going to be rebuilding this set of 6-bolt axles for my 1989 Chrysler Conquest.
Oh yeah!
Some of the things that you're going to need, obviously you'll need a good set of axles. You'll need a set of external retaining clip pliers, the Eaton style pliers. They have the special tip on them for the retaining clip on the inside. Some crimpers for the bands, and a pair of tin snips or something else that will work to clip off the old bands. And of course, you're going to want to pick your finest piece of Tupperware from the cabinet for cleaning your ball bearings, your cage, and any of the other small items that can fit in here that would need to be cleaned before reassembly. And last but not least, you want to make sure that you have your kit of outer and inner CV boots. These come with the new boot, grease pack, new bands, and new retaining clips. I got these from Randy over at Dad's Engine Parts. You can also get these from Mikey over at MKS. And I would recommend against the generic ones you can buy from Napa or Advance Auto. I did that with my last one, was not happy with the quality or the performance of them. They're super thin compared to these ones, and they don't look as good if you're looking for a factory style setup, if you want to retain that look, in the same way that I do. Relatively cheap kit. The main problem with these is that over the years they begin to crack in between the ribs. Now these ones are not split completely through on any of them that I was able to see. But what eventually ends up happening is they will split, and eventually the grease that's inside these will get slung out through those splits because physics.
Excuse me a sec. What are you babbling about?
Well, what I'd said was I'm in the physics club.
And the cage and the bearings on the inside then dry up, and you can end up with severely damaged axles that you cannot find replacement parts for. These have to be found through other members or parts cars. That you cannot buy new replacement parts for these other than the CV boots and bands and the stuff that comes with this kit. So one of the main symptoms of these axles going bad is you will hear a clicking sound when pulling out either in a forward gear or reverse, and it's a sign that you should probably take the time to go through and refresh these. It's not a super complicated process, but it can be a little bit tedious. I looked on YouTube. I wasn't able to find any videos that specifically cover these particular axles. For me, I'm more of a visual learner. So for anybody that shares that same type of learning style, I think that a video that shows a step-by-step process is a little bit better of a visual aid when it comes to doing things like this. I'm going to reposition the camera to get a better visual on what's going on here, and we'll get started. Okay, so first thing you want to do, you want to make sure that you have yourself a nice clean work area. Nothing worse than trying to work in a cluttered environment, despite the fact that this is all completely cluttered. But I have enough room here where I can work and not have to worry about losing parts or getting dirt in places that don't need to have dirt. Next thing you want to do is make sure you clean these up as much as possible. Get mud off them, dirt, grease, anything that you can get off of them ahead of time so that it doesn't contaminate the parts on the inside. Next, we're going to begin by clipping off the old bands to remove the old boots. Okay, next step is to get some of this grease cleaned up as much as possible in here, because there's a retaining clip right inside this cup that you'll need to remove in order to get the cup off. I don't know if you can see it there. The clip right here. Okay, so I'll see if we can pop this clip out of here. Should come out pretty easy. It's just a spring clip. So there's that. And then this should just slide straight up and out. And then just continue cleaning all the old grease out of the cup and out of the cage and ball bearings. All right, so you'll take your snap ring pliers, and inside there is your snap ring. So you want to get your snap ring pliers in there. Open it just enough to get the ring off. Set that aside. And then this entire cage should come off. Pull your ball bearings out. Make sure you don't lose any. Like that. All right, let me fight with this some more.
A few moments later.
Okay, so we're gonna use a soft blow hammer. There we go. All right, set that aside. That'll need to be cleaned. And then you can pull the outer cage off. Set that aside. All right, so now this retaining clip is the one that you need the Eaton style retaining clip pliers for. And you want to be very careful with this clip so that you don't plastically deform it. You really only want to spread it far enough to slide over the splines. Until you can get it off the end of the shaft. Set that aside, and you have one side disassembled. So on this end of the CV axle, in this Burfield joint, there's some school of thought out there that suggests that this can be disassembled with some force. There's no retaining clip out here that's holding this cup on. The retaining clip itself is inside the cup and is supposedly similar to the one here that holds the CV axle inside the differential. On my first set that I rebuilt, I did not go through the trouble of pulling this side of it apart. Reason being is that you can't find these clips anywhere that's like an OE style. Same with these clips here. These ones you got to be very careful with. You can't get these anymore except from parts cars, and there's no aftermarket one that meets OE spec. So generally what you want to do is just get some brake clean or some other solvent and get it inside here to dissolve all the grease and get it out, let it dry out, and then repack it with grease. So while you're working on getting grease out of that side of the CV axle, you can get some mineral spirits. Just fill that enough that you can submerge your ball bearings, your cage, retaining rings in there, and just let them soak for a little bit, help clean up some of that grease, and then just continue trying to work this joint around as much as possible to pull off the grease that's underneath. until you get to a point where it's not really pulling anything else up, and that's where you want to use the solvent to get the rest of it. So for reassembly, I was able to work out most of the grease that was in here. Not going to be able to get it all without taking it completely apart, but I'm not going to do that. I'll open our new grease pack here, and then you just want to kind of squeeze a bunch of grease around here. And then kind of pack it in like you're packing bearings. And you want to take your boot, work that down over. Take the rest of your grease, and then just pile it around. And then just kind of let your boot down over.
And this lasts like 3 months. I'm just absolutely destroying my record of that. Grabbed a few tools, nothing too crazy. We're more going on a hope and a prayer that she's just get to go. Now, one thing I did know that
Okay, so take your band clamp
speakers, whatever subwoofer people they used to
and try to work it down over.
I was driving my dancing up there. She still had the back. She's got a little dinger on her here or there.
Now you got your band clamp on, take crimpers.
I know for a fact we cannot build one to this matching level. So I'm usually really scared to buy other people's projects.
And that's all there is to that.
This one's a grand whopping 3 gallons to fill back up. Now we've gone probably about 56 miles. 56 divided by 3. Hard to factor that because after I filled it up yesterday, I may have been doing a little hot rodding all the way to the house. So it's actually probably doing better than that.
Okay, after fighting with it for a little while, I finally got the lower band clamp on as tight as I possibly could.
So they just happened to, yeah, your truck's my good marketplace deal, and these wheels are my good marketplace deal. That's perfect. And they just, it just happened to work out. Yeah. Other than that, I really ain't done much to it from what you've done to it. I picked up the things that, you know, you mentioned.
All right, that side's finished up.
Literally got it going yesterday.
So, finished product.
And then not having a C-notch in the back skill in it right now. Yeah, I believe it, yeah. When you bottom that out, you know it.
On that end. And then we'll move to the other side.
Pretty cool. Nothing crazy.
Okay, so for the outer, unless you want to hate yourself, make sure you put your boot on first.
Like I said, you get it at the right RPM. It's pretty good. It's a blast to drive, man. I don't have a lot of miles on it besides what I've done today.
Slide it down so it's out of your way.
So I was driving here.
And we're going to take our inside clip
Should be nice to have cruise control. He said,
and our Eaton style pliers.
So
we're going to work this back down over slowly so this thing doesn't go ricocheting across the garage. Never to be seen again. Again, you only want to spread this open far enough that it gets over the shaft so that you don't deform it, because you can't find these anywhere.
I may have ordered all that. I mean, all their other stuff is
slide it down.
You know, that it's kind of hard not to believe.
Until it finds its groove. Let it off.
Plug and play. It looks good. It looks factory, you know. Well,
and take your inner cage, tapered side, flat side, tapered side goes in. This is the one that had the really messed up splines, so I'm going to try to be gentle with this as much as possible and getting it back on here.
There's our Christmas decorations and crap allowed before Thanksgiving. Y'all have at it. There we go. There's a turkey in the yard. Those people know how it's
I'm going to take my
here in damn beautiful America. You're free to do whatever you want.
rubber mallet, just tap it on lightly.
Give it a little tappy.
Robins,
Make sure it's fully seated.
I'll show y'all one thing I've noticed after driving
These kits come with new C-clips.
Settling some. I don't know if they'll have to show on camera. But she's sitting down a little bit. The lower she gets, the
Old
better
on the
she
left,
gets.
new on the
Yes,
right.
me.
So we'll go with the new.
Oh yeah, that coffee's good. Needs something to keep me awake because this thing's so damn smooth. I may just fall asleep on this last leg of the trip here.
Again, carefully with these so that you don't send it shooting across your garage.
Yeah, what y'all charge us, you better be able to pipe power up that damn neon sign.
As you watch me struggle, 2 hands, make it easier to get it over there in case it does slip. And just make sure that it's seated.
Taillights, but to shake things up a bit and try.
Alright, let's take your outer cage, slide that down over. Okay, let's try this again because I was an idiot, wasn't paying attention. I put the cage on. The outside cage needs to go on first, and I had it on backwards anyhow.
And he's right, mistakes were made.
So, I'm gonna slide this on first. And then this again with the chamfered side in. And get it seated there. And just tap it on. Get that. And then take our ball bearings. Lots of grease. We'll grab our cup. Alright, slide that cup on. Like that. And that groove a little bit cleaned out. For that spring clip. And then you just kind of want to find the groove on one side. Get it started. You'll feel it clipping. And then just give it a once over, make sure it's in that groove. Let's get out of here quick. Flip it up this way. Work it around a little bit. I should have free motion. No binding. Slide the boot down, over. Back into place. Grab your crates. Okay, and look at the final product.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
So I did forget to mention one thing. I will take some 1000 grit and polish up the shaft here a little bit. A lot of you guys have probably gone through this at least one time. You just know how to do it. But maybe for some of the new guys that come into the community, this will be helpful. That's all there is to it. I'm going to go ahead and get the other one rebuilt and done. And these will be ready to go back on the car.